Welcome, beautiful thinkers. I've got another technique for you to let go of memories that might be bothering you. Let's begin.
This is a beautiful thought.
Welcome, beautiful thinkers. So I was thinking again about cringy memories, and I wanted to present this little talk to you about surrendering your memories to source. I was thinking about this interview that Duncan Trussell did with the actor Mehcad Brooks, and I highly recommend this interview. It's very interesting. If you have questions about what might happen after death, I think this interview might provide some insight, because Mehcad Brooks gets into talking about where he had two near-death experiences. The first where he was infected with a parasite and ended up dying clinically for some time. And the second one, he was in a car accident and again was sent out of his body to this other realm. And he describes the first time that he died, he describes this time where he was out of his body or is in this completely different place, like maybe a very dark place, and he would have these memories coming to him. And perhaps it was like a memory of his father telling him something when he was a child, and he would suddenly see it from the other perspective, like he would see it from an objective perspective, and he would see it from his father's perspective. Interestingly enough, this is actually a technique that's used. I suppose it comes from neuro-linguistic programming. It's called perspective positioning of perspectives, where you try to see things from your own perspective, another person's perspective, and from an objective perspective to try to gain more perspective on what the whole situation is about. But he was having this experience spontaneously, and sometimes these memories would just start to slip away from him, and he still had this ego about them, or this identification with these memories. And he said, "Hang on, what are you doing with that memory? Why is that going away from me? That's mine. I belong to that and it belongs to me. Where is it going?" And of course, because of that, he experienced some pain, discomfort, some dukkha. Because of this memory slipping away from him, it's like having yourself slip away from you. That's very uncomfortable. Now, the reason I bring this up is because when we have memories, actually, if they're comfortable or uncomfortable, is something from the past, we can actually wrap it up in love, in our own hearts, and say thank you, and send it off. Let it go. And often when I do this practice, when I have some uncomfortable memory from the past, like something where I've done something silly or somebody has taken advantage of me, I can wrap that up in love and say thank you and send it away. And actually, within seconds, I won't even remember what it was that made me so comfortable, because now it no longer belongs to me. And Mehcad Brooks describes the experience that he had as like returning these memories to source. And he is a sort of tool of universal consciousness. He is this explorer, or this probe, this drone that's sent out into the universe to collect these memories, enjoy them, experience them personally from his own perspective and others' perspectives, and then send them back with this information collection device to answer the question, what is it all about? And so we can, as tools in this process, or as these majestic divine probes, we can take advantage of this process because it's a two-way street. the universe is using us and we're using the universe, or the universe is a part of us and we're a part of the universe, using this process to our advantage to overcome the difficulties of the past. Again, simple process. It's really simple and it really works. The memory comes to the surface. You wrap it up in love. Try to embrace that moment. You say thank you and you let it go back to source, wherever you might imagine that might be. It might be something inside you or outside of you, or something beyond inside or outside the canvas on which this universe is painted. And that's all it is. So that's a little tip on how to become more balanced and embrace your past, or get a different perspective on your past. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for dealing with your past traumas so you can move ever more into love and walking a path in faith and divinity. Have a great day, and I'm sure I will talk to you soon.
A beautiful thought.
All right. If you like that episode, I invite you to share it with your friends, neighbors, relatives, and distant acquaintances. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.